Hello everybody. I wanted to make a quick video telling a little bit more about a couple films that fit into this subgenre of mine, what I call the tragic science fiction romance. The first of these is The Fountain, which came out in 2006 and was directed by Darren Aronofsky. There are three storylines in The Fountain, one of which is set in the present. It involves a doctor who's working to find a cure for brain cancer. And because his wife has brain cancer, he wants to cure her before she dies. She's played by Rachel Weisz. In the storyline that takes place 500 years earlier, Hugh Jackman and Rachel Weisz are also the central characters as well, although she is the Queen of Spain and he is a conquistador whom she sends on a mission. And the mission is to find the Tree of Life in South America and collect its sap, which supposedly allows a person to live forever, and bring it back to Spain, whereupon she will marry him and he will become king. So there's a romantic angle to that quest right there as well. That's actually my favorite of the three storylines. The third storyline takes place in the future, where Hugh Jackman is, again, a character who is named Tom. All the characters are named after a variation of the word Thomas. He is transporting the Tree of Life in this airtight bubble through space to a distant star. This is the most overtly science fiction aspect of the story, although it may not actually be happening, because in the present day storyline, Rachel Weisz is writing a book about the past adventure, the adventure that takes place with the conquistador traveling to South America. So that aspect of the storyline within the context of the film itself is entirely fictional, and the futuristic storyline may also be fictional. It might be Hugh Jackman's character's contribution to the book itself, because she's written like everything but the last chapter, and so it's up to him to write the last chapter because she's so sick. Something to that effect. I believe that's how it works. Yeah, like I said in my Black Swan video, this is probably my favorite Aronofsky film. Though I don't love it, I admire it quite a bit, and I was really excited to see it because it just seemed so different and abstract. Aronofsky took a whole bunch of things that he was really sort of interested in at the time, a few different subjects, and kind of mashed them all together into one movie. And as the movie closes, all the storylines start to like merge with each other and elements get mixed up together. It's a lot artsier than your typical science fiction movie. I think of it more as like a poem in movie form. But yeah, very, very interesting picture. The other movie I want to talk about was Never Let Me Go, which is directed by Mark Romanek and is based on a novel. Now, it's for those of you who watch Jamie, aka J.A. Seri, you'll know that this is one of her favorite books, and she was very excited to see the film. And it's a funny coincidence because a couple of weeks ago, she reviewed a film called Funny Games that she didn't like very much. It's about the main characters are Tim Roth and Naomi Watts and their son, and at their house they are terrorized by some home invaders. Jamie didn't like the movie because she felt like the heroes didn't do enough to try and fight back against their attackers. And I can certainly understand that, but at the time I felt that maybe it was a more realistic take on a home invasion thriller, and that the main characters wouldn't be as inclined to like fight back or do like crazy brave stuff. They wouldn't know how to fight back exactly. They wouldn't be sure what to do, and so they don't do anything really. And yeah, I know that can be frustrating. Now it's funny that she Never Let Me Go so much, because when I saw that movie last fall, I too thought that the main characters really didn't do enough to try and escape their situation. And the situation that they're in is they're young people who have been raised in a boarding school in England, and they have been told from a young age that they have been born to be organ donors and contribute their vital organs to people out there in the world who need them. As it turns out, they are clones of people who are actually out there in the world somewhere. They are, genetic copies. So that would be the science fiction element of that particular movie. Obviously, the movie itself isn't really heavy on science fiction imagery. There's no 60-foot tall robots, no space battles, no teleportation, nothing like that. No aliens. So it's mildly science fiction, I guess you could say, but it's still there. The romance element comes into play when the character played by Carey Mulligan falls in love with Andrew Garfield, and the Keira Knightley character recognizes this and I guess feels a little jealous, so she grabs Andrew Garfield and seduces him and makes him her boyfriend for a long time, and denies Carey Mulligan the boy that she wanted to be with. Yeah, that is just one aspect of the storyline. But again, I felt kind of frustrated by the fact that they just didn't do a lot. The way I sort of justify how this happens is because if they're in a situation where the authority figures in their life, the indisputed, unquestioned authority figures, tell them that this is their purpose in life, and they don't receive any other ideas aside from that, then maybe they wouldn't be so eager to try to escape it because they felt it was their duty to do what they were meant to do, or something like that. But they did try to explore the option, of course, is what they hear is a rumor that if you fall in love with another person at the school, then you can petition to be released from your duty as an organ donor because you want to have a family of your own. So there's that as well. I'm not crazy about Never Let Me Go, but I've only seen it the one time, so I should probably take a look at it again. The Fountain I've seen about 3 times, and I like it a little bit less every time I see it, just because I find that the modern day storyline is just a little bit too melodramatic. A little bit, more serious than I would like. Of course, it's just generally a serious movie, but a little bit more lightheartedness probably would have helped, because it's all just sort of, my wife's gonna die, I need to find a cure, but I like the Spanish past tense storyline the best of those. Anyway, I wanted to mention those. I'm going to have more in this series, at least 3 more videos in this series about films I feel fall in this category. And please, if you have any ideas as to films that might fit in this category, again, it's tragic science fiction romance, a romance with in a science fiction setting or science fiction story with a not totally happy ending, at least. So anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon.